Last week we spoke about false light. This week we're going to talk about channeling. So what is channeling? There are many different forms of channeling that range from receiving a message into your conscious mind all the way through to allowing a higher being or entity access to your body to channel messages and information through you. Everybody channels. We receive ideas through channeling. We channel our creativity, our intuition, our conscious understanding. Writers channel their books, songwriters channel their music, painters their art. We very naturally and often without knowing bring forth into creation that which already exists in the higher realms of our consciousness. We are the conduits to ground in ideas and thought forms, to make manifest the creation of our desires. We all tap into this energy, whether we recognize it or not, as we are all creators made in the likeness of the Creator to come forth into this physical realm and create. It is impossible not to channel. To not channel would be to not exist. But of course, this is very different to channeling spirit or a higher entity. Now, as you know, I channel Merlins. We do this by blending our minds to find the rhymes. He does not enter my body. He does not take over my consciousness. We simply blend our consciousness together and come into perfect alignment with one another as we find the words that we wish to say. As well as channeling Merlin, he is also my own personal spirit guide. And the work that we have done together has been to bring me into alignment with my own divine truth, knowledge and wisdom. Now I'll go more into the role of spirit guides next week, but the point being, Merlin has never told me what to think. He has never channeled information to me that I do not already know or understand on some level. I have never shared information that is not in complete alignment with what I already know or understand to be true. He has simply helped me to further access my own knowledge, my own understanding and my own magic. Where we have to be careful is when we are allowing a being to have full control of what is being brought through. And I realise that this may sound counterintuitive, especially to many channelers, as we would expect the message to be in its purest form when it comes without interruption from the human mind. But as I said on my previous video on false light, we must question everything. Not all higher beings want us to ascend. Not all channeled messages are of the true light. And this is where it falls on us as conscious beings going through this ascension process to make sure that what we are bringing through feels in alignment. The further we ascend, the more we must take on this responsibility to make sure that we are channeling truth. This is a huge process in itself, but it is one that we must not allow ourselves to shy away from in fear of challenging our ego and identity. If you haven't done already, I really recommend that you watch my previous 2 videos on false light, and I will go further into the subject of channeling next week. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Channeling is a beautiful gift, but through the bullshit, you still must shift. Not all higher beings are good. Not all advise as they should. Not all want to see true light. Some the ascension try to fight. Not all hold you in good grace. Some your energies feed and waste. Not all want you to ascend, when with your body they do blend. Not all want to see you shine and be in line with the divine. I do not tell you this to scare, that would not be right or fair. But the truth of the matter and the facts is that this knowledge out there lacks. People need to know the truth and go on the journey into proof. If you do not know, you cannot ask, and I'm here to help you with this task. Simply sit and ask yourself, does this align with my spiritual well? Simply state you wish to transcend beings that are to their own end. Simply align with true light. Push false light out with all of your might. When you set this intention thus, even though they'll make a fuss, their consciousness cannot be housed once your senses have been aroused. So push them out with all of your might by stating you only work for true light. Soon enough you'll see them fall once you've aligned with true light's call. So I hope you enjoyed this week's message. If you have any questions on this, please do ask me in the comments. I know this is a big subject and I'm only touching briefly on it here, so I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. So please join me next week as we go deeper into this subject, as well as looking at the role of spirit guides. And as always, thank you for listening.